Hello liaisons. This quick video is about Title IX and the Equity Office. This is very important information because we are mandated reporters within the Baylor system of Title IX issues as well as discrimination issues. So let's talk about Title IX first. Title IX office is at Baylor, and we make reports if students disclose to us, or if they disclose in their agency. We will help the field instructor make this report as well. If there is sexual assault, stalking, sexual harassment allegation, this is a Title IX report, and we are mandated to do so. Title IX website at Baylor, which is in the module, has a very easy reporting mechanism, online reporting on the website. If you have any questions about, does this warrant a Title IX report, all you have to do is call me and we'll talk through it. So this will also be in the field instructor training, so they will also know that they're mandated for Title IX reporting. But just remember, if there's any allegation, and here's the caveat, during their time at Baylor, if a student were to disclose sexual assault when they were 6 during some class conversation, that is not a Title IX report. We are talking current, when they have been Baylor students. The alleged perpetrator does not have to be a Baylor student to report it. Any Title IX incident during a student's time at Baylor, and again, if you're not sure how to liaison, say the student was a witness to some kind of traumatic event, that would not be a Title IX report, but just run it by me. So that's Title IX. The other office that works very closely with Title IX is the equity team, equity office, not the equity team, equity office. This is the equity office. So we have Title IX equity office, and underneath the equity office, we have the bias response team. The equity office deals with issues of discrimination that violate civil rights. It could be racial, it could be gender identification, whatever it could be. If it violates civil rights, we need to make reports of any civil rights violation to the equity office. That could be a student comes in and says, at my internship, another intern made a racist remark, etc. If the alleged incident does not meet a threshold of violating civil rights, but it has been traumatic to the student, and it is still racist motivated comment or gender identification, discriminatory comment, the equity office will then triage that to the bias response team. So we've got Title IX, we've got equity office, and we've got bias response underneath. Equity office violates civil rights. Bias response does not rise to that level, but is still concerning. Okay. Title IX, equity, bias response all meet together every week. They are a team. And so I think that's helpful for context. Again, let me know what has happened, and I'll say, okay, report that to the equity office and let them funnel it down to bias response. You don't have to decide, do I go to equity or bias response? Equity will do that themselves. And this is all in the module and the text for this module. And again, we'll go over this in our meeting, and I will talk about this in the one-on-ones as well. But I wanted you to have a short video. You can peruse their websites. But one practical thing I want to say before we end this video, it is really important that your students understand that you are a mandated reporter. So I would suggest your first day of class, and I have a little first day of class video as well, that you say, I want you to understand that in your course appendix, there are 2 reports that I will have to make if they're disclosed, and then you could go through the Title IX and the equity office. If you tell me in a journal that your classmate said XYZ to you in a chat room, in a breakout session, I have to report that. Now, another caveat, I'm remembering all these things before I pause. Students do not have to engage in the process. If Title IX calls the student, they don't have to answer. That does not mean that Title IX does not investigate the issue. So if there was a huge infringement of civil rights in the equity office and the student doesn't want to engage, They don't have to, but that does not mean the equity office will not continue investigating. You know, this is very case by case. But what I want you to know is that students do not have, this is not mandated that they engage. They have some self-determination around this. But it does not change that you're a mandated reporter, which is why it's really important that they sort of have, they're fully informed at the beginning of class that if they say anything that would come under Title IX or equity, that you have to report it. So as always, I'm happy to answer questions.